If you're a coach watching this, I'm going to show you exactly how I make over $30,000 a month helping other coaches like you scale their mentorship programs using my done-for-you systems. I've been selling info for a while now. I first started with my own coaching program. Once I was able to scale that efficiently, I started taking on other clients to helping them scale their coaching programs. And so in this video, I'm going to save you guys a lot of time. I'm going to show you guys all of the knowledge that I have taken in from a bunch of different creators, but specifically Alex Hormozi. And there's one thing that I really want to focus on that has been so impactful for helping, me have the ability to, scale people to really, really solid months. And so you can see here the proof. This is my Chase account. You can see 70,000 and then about 45,000. There is a little bit of employee expense in there. So the number one thing that I want to focus on is give so much free value that buying feels like the obvious next step. I'm telling you guys, you have to give away as much free value as possible, because if you don't give free value, nobody understands your expertise, right? If everything is behind this paywall, how can you nurture your clients? You can't, right? If you're not giving people value on the front end and everything is just paid, nobody is going to buy from you. I'm telling you, this is not 2021 anymore when you can just have, a course link in your IG bio and people are going to, fucking buy it. It's just not the reality anymore. You have to stay free on the front end. Give away as much free value as possible. Now, here's the issue that a lot of people think, and he actually debunks this, and this is what I was able to actually change my perspective, is a lot of people think they're giving away too much free value. They're like, oh, well, if I give away too much free value, that means everyone is just gonna, find success off of the free value, and they're not gonna actually buy my program. It's not true, because your free value is so good, then your paid stuff must be even better. And as I go through this video, I want you guys to understand that as don't be afraid. That's what I'm trying to get at, is don't be afraid to give as much free value as possible. Now, you have to be very, very careful about the way that you deliver this free value, and that's what I'm going to kind of show you. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the more free value you give and the quality free value you give, that raises the value of your paid program. And I want you guys to understand that. So, okay, well, why is this actually important? I'm going to give you guys three kind of different aspects, right? The first reason is it builds trust, right? Like I just mentioned, if you don't give away free value, nobody's going to trust you because everything's behind the paid wall. No one's just going to give a random guy money that they've never consumed any content from, okay? And that's reciprocity. You gave them first, right? People love free shit. Give them so much free value that they almost feel like they're stealing from you, right? That's a really good way to think about it, is the lead almost feels bad, right? They almost feel bad for stealing from you, right? Because everything, you give is free. So I kind of feel bad. I'm going to try out his paid program. I really like his content. That's building trust. And then you gave it first. So you're building, it works hand in hand. And their guard drops, okay? They have less to defend. It's okay, if they've gotten results from the free value, they know they're going to get results from the paid stuff, right? And so their guard is dropped, right? They feel comfortable, right? And then, the next thing here is it proves that your expertise and your unique mechanism actually works, right? Because if they go out and they take in this free value that you've given them and they get a quick win with it, they now have proof of concept that your information works, right? And now that builds authority, because now you're an authority in their eyes. Before they got that quick win with any of your content, you weren't an authority. You were just some random guy. And also, if you can establish yourself as an authority through your expertise, now they're going to want to choose you over somebody else, right? Or Bob, John, and Blake, who's selling the same, coaching program, right? And so skepticism is going to fade there, right? Because proof is always going to beat claims, right? And so it's different from you showing a student result, right? That's not them, rather than them actually getting the result. That's what's more important, is if you can actually get that person a result with the free value, now their skepticism is actually going to fade, because now, they trust you. And again, comes right back building trust, right? And then it removes risk, right? So there's less aversion, there's less to lose, right? Because if they've already gotten the value, they've already gotten, again, a quick win from, the free information that you're giving them, the risk feels gone, right? Because they already got the win. It's more risky for them to not buy the program, right? Because if they're succeeding with the free information and they understand that the paid program can take them from their current state, right? So current state to their goal without a certain pain, right? it now feels like it's more risky to not buy than it does to buy, right? So there's essentially no risk. And all of these things work hand in hand to evaporate all objections before you ever even get them on a sales call or they even apply. All the objections are gone, right? So if you're a coach that's struggling with leads that are, not very trusting in you, right? They don't really trust you that much, or they just have a lot of objections. They're not very high intent. You have to understand that you're not giving them the information, because I want you guys to understand something. Every single lead, I want you to think of it as like a thermometer, right? Oh my, pause. Okay. I want you to think of it as like a thermometer. There's going to be leads that come in. Let me make this a little bit smaller. There's going to be leads that come in down here. There's going to be leads that come in right here. And there's going to be leads that come in all the way up here, right? So all the way to the hottest is here. All the way to the coldest is at the bottom. And so a majority of the leads, right? So let's say super cold, mediocre, and steaming hot, they have no objections. A majority of your leads are probably going to sit right here. And so the only way that you can actually raise that before they get on the sales call is through information. Free information, right? So you can give them free information, but you can also, here's another really powerful trick, is frame the free information as paid, frame paid information as free, kind of vice versa, and now it gives that perceived value of that information they're consuming 20 times higher. And if they get a result with something that is supposed to be paid, but you're giving it for free, now your program is going to be, the perceived value of it is going to be 20 times higher. And so that's how you raise that lead, is just through information. And you can also frame the free information as supposed to be paid, right, even though it's free. But again, the main thing I want to get at is like why this is important is it evaporates every single one of the objections. So I need you guys to really understand that pushing free content is something that you have to do to maximize your close rate and all your sales KPIs. And so you're probably wondering, well, okay, what free value do I give them? Do I post more YouTube videos? Do I post more Instagram Reels? Do I communicate more in my Discord? No. Well, yes, you want to do that, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. And that's not going to be the most, that's not going to give you the most direct impact on converting leads in your paid program. What is going to be freebies or lead magnets. This right here will make you so much money. It is not even funny, especially with how the funnel is built out. I'm going to show you exactly how to actually use these and turn, free value into an actual funnel that, converts, into dollars, right? And so freebies are a exclusive free value that helps them go from their current state to their goal. It's really, really simple. Freebies are such a good resource that you can use instead of just pushing down hard CTAs and story sequences down your audience's throat, because I can tell you if you do that, you're going to burn every single one of them. But what if I told you that you could do that and you could hide it in one of these freebies, which I'm going to show you. And so you're probably wondering, okay, well, what freebies do I actually run? What is a freebie? How do I run these things? And how do they work, right? So I'm going to kind of give you guys the three different lead magnets that I really like to run that I've found convert the best, right? And so the first one is going to be a checklist, okay? Let's say you're a trading coach. This could be a trading checklist of your strategy, right? Or your model. Right, so that could be this checklist needs to be something that they can use every single day. The reason why we want them to use it every single day is because what? Nurture and trust, right? If they're using something every single day and they're getting a win from it every single day, what do you think that they're probably going to do? Trust you more, and obviously they're more nurtured, and so they're gonna trust you more. And so a checklist again could be like a checklist of your strategy model. Let's say you're an ecom. That could be like a product you're a product research checklist, right? Like you got to look for step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is something that they're using every single day, right? Because if they're gonna do product research, they're going to use this checklist. If somebody's trading, they're going to use that checklist, right? And so checklists are something that they're going to be able to use every day, and you can actually plant, conversion mechanisms inside of the checklist. The next thing is going to be a free course. Now, this isn't going to be a one-time free course. This is going to be anywhere from anywhere from like a 3 to 5 day free course, okay? And so this is a stretch across the days, and you'll be able to dish those, courses out via email or whatever you want to use. Typically email is how you're going to do it, but a free course is really, really good because you're actually teaching them A to Z. So this kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier, is if you can give them as much value as possible and they're actually getting a quick win with your mechanism, it proves that it works and it gives you an authority, and skepticism fades, right? So that's kind of the mechanism, of the free course, is like if they consume a course module every single day for 3 to 5 days and you're teaching them A to Z, your unique mechanism, and then they go and apply whatever they learned in that 3 to 5 day free course and they get a massive win from it, what do you think's going to do? They're going to convert. They're going to buy your paid program because you've given them so much free value. Buying just feels like the obvious next step. Or you give them, free value that almost feels like they're stealing from you. Like that's kind of how you want to, frame this free course, is give so much game in the free course that you feel like they feel like almost like, why is he getting this out for free? But you have to frame this the right way. And the issue that a lot of people make, with free value is they go out there and show them exactly how to do it. That's not how you frame free value. How you frame free value is you give them the foundations that they need to go and succeed, and you tell them what they need to do. You don't show them how to, you tell them. Right? You say, okay, you need to go do this, this, and this. And then the paid program is actually you showing them. You're going to go do it for them, right? And so you have to be careful how you frame free value, but you need to give a lot of kind of those foundations, okay? Another thing you do is exclusive recording. So this could be of a of a mentorship class, right? That's something that I really like to do. Is you can do, and I'm going to show you guys an example of a free course here in just a second, and that's very, very beneficial. It's very, very important that you actually get to that step, because this is the one that I really like to run the most as a free course. But we did just run an exclusive recording as of recently. But exclusive recording could be a private class, so inside of the mentorship. That could be a Q&A that you did. It could just literally be something that you filmed and didn't release to the public, right? And so now you're going to give them access to it. So this is really going to use the framing of like exclusivity, right? Like this is something, oh my gosh, like I can't, he's really giving this away. So again, kind of using that leverage of like, they almost feel like they're stealing from you, right? And so like these are the three kind of lead magnets that I really like to run. Typically, this is something that you can use. I mean, you don't want to run too many checklists, but I do really like to, run these two here. And so you're probably wondering, well, how the fuck do I use this as a funnel? Like if I give them this free value, I'm just going to give them free stuff and they're not going to be able to convert anywhere. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I like to run my funnels and how to convert, again, this free value into dollars, okay? So typically what you want to do is you want to build a landing page for them to be able to claim the lead magnet, okay? On that landing page, you're just going to give them a headliner of like, okay, what is this lead magnet, okay? What is a lead magnet? What is it going to do for them in a certain amount of time frame and without a certain amount of pain, right? Also, who is this lead magnet for? Because you want to be able to attract your ICP. You don't want random bums taking your lead magnet that don't even know what you do, or they're not even in your space, right? You want to make sure that it attracts, again, that ICP. Okay, and then on that landing page, typically you'll run like a button, or you can have an embed. I don't really like to run embeds, but you're going to have an opt-in form. That's going to pop up once they hit the button. It's going to ask for their name, phone, and email. It's very important that you ask for these three things, because without these, you're fucking cooked, right? You're so cooked. Well, not necessarily. I'm going to kind of get into that in a second. But you need to have their name and phone number. The reason why you don't have their phone number is because it's going to be sent to the setters, okay? The reason why you have their email is because we're going to be sending them emails to convert them. You also need their email so you can actually send them the resource. But we'll kind of get more into that in a second. I want to talk about the confirmation page. So after they opt in with their name, phone, and email, they're going to get pushed to a confirmation page that's going to get shown immediately. On that confirmation page is going to be an application for the mentorship and an offer, okay? You're going to give them a special offer, not just that one that's on your call funnel. You're going to give them a special offer because they are special, because they claimed the free value. Exclusivity. It's only for them. So give them a special offer and you're going to pitch them. So I'm going to actually show you guys exactly how, I'm going to show you guys an example of like one of the freebies that we recently just ran. So right here, this is one of my clients' freebies that we actually just ran. So you can see this is the confirmation page. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of breakdown on how you can structure this. So at the top, you always want to say, so we ran a boot camp, right? So we're using kind of the free course framing here. We ran a 5-day boot camp. And so with the boot camp, at the top, this is exactly how you should structure every single one of your confirmation pages. The boot camp is being processed and will be sent in 30 seconds. Please read below. I could have added sent to your email. Could have clarified that a little bit better. But the reason why you want to do this is because you don't want them to leave this page. You want them to consume the offer that is here. Say, hey, just in 30 seconds, then it's going to be sent. Until then, please read below. Okay, and so for bootcamp users only, so this is kind of the attention grabber, making it know that they're special, and you're going to give them a special offer. So here we ran bootcamp user only mentorship discount. So only the people that have claimed this are going to get a special discount on the mentorship program. And leads that are already nurtured from this are going to hit on this. If they're not quite nurtured, that's okay. They're not going to convert here, but we're going to convert them later in the back end, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But looking here, you want to have a subheader, okay, explaining the offer, right? So apply for the 4 pillars mentorship and learn the model that is taking the average trader from struggling to anywhere from 12 to 20K a month in under 12 weeks. And it's only available on this page. So now this is the urgency. It's okay, the discount is okay, it's only available here, and now you want to have it embed. Okay, because they already clicked a button. That was already the friction on the front end. They already clicked a button to opt in. Now you just want to give it to them nice and easy. You want to just be a fucking layup. Now you're going to have the embed for the mentorship application. Okay, so that's kind of how your confirmation pages can look. You can add testimonials here. I don't really like to add testimonials. I just want all of the I want all the focus, on the offer here, because that's really what's going to sell. So back to the phone number use. It's going to be sent to all of these setters. Okay, when that lead comes in, the sales team is going to get notified. A setter is going to call them. They're going to triage them and book them, okay? So their job is to qualify that lead and book them on a call if they are qualified. If they are not qualified, they're obviously not going to get booked on a call. But the reason we want to do this is now we have 2 conversion mechanisms here, right? So far we have 2. Okay. The next thing we reason want their email is 1, so that we can actually send them the lead magnet. Okay, right? So that's how they're going to get sent. Is hey, it's going to be sent to their email, like I showed you guys on the confirmation page. Now this is getting them in the routine. So you don't want to just send them 1 email. You want to send them 2. Okay, you want to send them an email with the lead magnet, and you're going to give them another one, which is going to be the offer. Okay, and so you're going to deliver and sell. Okay, you deliver it and then you sell it later. So typically for lead magnets, I like to do anywhere from a 1 to 2 week email sequence, just selling. Right now they're in this. Now that they opted in, they're in this email flow now. Now we can push as much marketing as we want to. Okay, I'm not going to give you guys like the formats of it, but I'll tell you guys, anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, and you're just selling. Right? You're using these different marketing angles and you're able to sell the program. So now how many conversion mechanisms do we have? You have 3 different conversion mechanisms from 1 piece of free value. That's it. And so the biggest thing that people miss is most people think free value means YouTube videos or making content like dropping tips on Instagram. And yeah, that does build awareness, but that's not the right way to do it. That's not exactly how you're going to convert people, okay? Because there's nothing exclusive about it. People don't feel special. Anyone can watch it and anyone can find it. You didn't give them anything, you just put it on the internet. Okay, there's nothing, and if you put it on the internet, there is no value to it because it's free for everyone. But we want to give stuff free that creates a result, okay? And before they've ever spent $1 with you, they've already won, right? Just like I talked about earlier. And for my clients, what that looked like is exclusive resources given to give a direct result, okay? And when someone uses what you give them and it actually works, they stop asking, I can't trust this person, or how do I get more of this? Right? That's what they start asking. It's like, how do I get more of this? And how they get more of it is in the fucking program. Okay, it's very important, guys. That's the difference. Stop publishing content. Start creating results for free. When somebody wins because of your value before they ever even pay you, buying isn't a sales decision anymore. It's the next step because you need to give so much free value that buying feels like the obvious next step. So that was a quick video on exactly how to run freebies and lead magnets for your coaching program. If you're somebody that wants all of this and tons of other systems implemented for you with my done for you growth operating services. You can click the first link in the description to apply to work with me one-on-one to scale your coaching business and program. That being said, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.